Hồng, wait up. He is coming. The guy, he's the guy with the big belly. No, the guy is Joe. No, boss. Yeah, that's the word.
Hello everyone, this is Hồng. Today I'm back with the part 2 of the series How to Improve Your English Vocabulary. Remember the last time I shared with you how I improved my passive vocabulary by using flashcards, and today I will talk about active vocabulary. If you missed the first part, you can check the link below in the description box. Before we move on, don't forget to check out the latest IELTS materials from weloveielts.org, and of course, subscribe to this channel if you have not. Let's review what we know about active vocabulary and passive vocabulary. High-band score in IELTS reading. It mostly comes down to your passive vocabulary, which is the kind of vocabulary that you can understand in receptive skills, listening and reading. On the other hand, active vocabulary is a portion of passive vocabulary that you can use in productive skills, such as writing or speaking. When we use productive skills, speaking or writing, sometimes we find ourselves lost for words. We either don't know the word,
He's the guy with the big
or sometimes even more annoyingly, we know what we mean, but we can't seem to find the word. So apparently, only knowing the word is not enough. That's why for active vocabulary, I would suggest 2 tips. Number 1, learn vocabulary in context, which means that you should learn new words when you are reading or listening to English. By this way, you can see how a native speaker uses the word in the real-life situations, because besides meaning, we also need to know things such as style, collocations, or popularity in order to use the word. Number 2, force yourself to use new words intentionally. In other words, get out of your comfort zone and try using new words that you have never used before, so that you can avoid overcommon words such as very, thing, good, or bad. By this way, you can sharpen your expressions, make it more concise and precise, also to show the examiner your range of vocabulary. Alright, let me share with you how I do it. There is a very simple exercise that I always do called summarising that has 3 steps. Step 1, read or listen content from native speakers. It can be from books, videos, podcasts that have relatively new content. Step 2, check new words. And step 3, summarize the content using the new words that you have just learned by speaking or writing. By this way, you can force yourself to use new words and in context. Now, let's practice. I'm going to tell you a story, and what you need to do is to note down new words and later use those new words to summarize the story.
There once was a poor boy who spent his days going door to door selling newspapers to pay for school. One day, the poor boy was starving, so he decided to ask for food when he came to the next door. The poor boy asked for food but was turned down every time until he reached the door of a girl. He asked for a glass of water, but seeing his poor state, the girl came back with a glass of milk. The boy asked how much he owed her for the milk, but she refused payment. Years later, the girl, who was now a grown woman, fell seriously ill. She went from doctor to doctor, but no one was able to cure her. Finally, she went to the best doctor in town, and he spent months treating her until she was finally cured. Despite her happiness, she was afraid she couldn't afford to pay the bill. But when the hospital handed her the bill, it read, "Paid in full, with a glass of milk. Now, let's pause the video and start summarizing the story on your own. Here's my version. A poor boy went door to door looking for food because he was starving, but he was turned down every time until he received a glass of milk from a girl. Years later, the girl was seriously ill and was treated by that poor boy, who is now a famous doctor. He paid all her hospital bill.
Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I will see you real soon. Bye!